Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Listen to Your Parents podcast. This is Matt here in Pittsburgh, hanging out solo tonight. I must tell you, I'll just tell you very quickly, Jen fell down the steps tonight. So she's okay, but yeah, she'll be fine. It's okay. But, you know, when you fall down the steps and you've got a podcast in an hour and you don't necessarily have to do the podcast, you probably say, I'm going to go not do the podcast. So get well soon to Jen, and I'm sure she'll be back soon. Let's talk to the people who are here. First of all, my sister, Sarah, is back. And Sarah, happy Nurses Week.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. And how are you doing?
Good.
Excellent.
Hanging in there.
Yes, as are all of us. And also, back again, joining us from Seattle is Tina. Hi, Tina.
Hi.
Now, Tina, we were talking before the show, and kind of like the theme of the last week or so has been like all these states trying to like get things back going, starting to reopen, and you were explaining kind of how things are going in Seattle, which is very interesting to me because your part of the country was kind of like one of the first to kind of run into trouble with this whole thing. So kind of give us an update of kind of like where things are and what it's like up there for everyone.
Right now, the plan was to reopen the state in like 4 phases. So phase 1 actually kind of started to a couple of days ago, I believe on Tuesday, where one of the big portions is that the parks and certain trails would be open just to get everybody outside. I want to say there's also like certain services like car washes and other stuff that's opened as well too.
And I mean, as we mentioned the last time you were on, you are an essential worker, so you're not in a total lockdown situation. So just kind of like how have things been for you getting out, working, leaving your home almost every day and kind of getting out there and kind of maybe how things have changed within the last month or so?
Nothing has really changed about my job necessarily. Like we still receive referrals for what I do. The only big, huge thing we can't do is, as I mentioned before, do outreach to different shelters and homeless day centers to get those veterans that we need to reach out to. I think it was around June. One of the phases is to roll back that where nonprofits and government offices will be able to fully function, and social services to assist and meet clientele.
And so, Sarah, you are a nurse, as I mentioned. I mean, why don't you tell people like how much are you having to deal with this whole virus deal, and just how's it affecting your work?
Yeah, so I mean, I work in neurosurgery, so the bulk of our practice is elective cases. So we got completely shut down for a couple weeks there. We had a modified schedule where we tried to limit contact with other coworkers and other people in the hospital. So we're slowly starting to do more cases, like with caution, the cases that need to be done more urgently. And we're sort of trying to like roll back into what our normal schedule is, obviously with precautions in place and with some hesitancy. So we're sort of transitioning back to what the new normal is probably going to look like for a while, which is interesting. So the big thing I think we've had to deal with is just being sort of flexible and willing to work with people and work with our coworkers and try and figure out the best way to handle it, because it's unprecedented sort of what we've had to try to work with and try to work around. So that's been interesting.
Yeah. And so now with the serious stuff out of the way and our professional lives addressed, how are the kids?
My kid. Are we still on me? Is it my kids?
Yeah, let's talk about your kids first.
Well, I think since I was last on, we've had our second quarantine birthday. So we've now had Bub's first birthday. I think the last time we talked about Lucy's birthday. He is far more aware of what a birthday is. So it was a little easier in terms of expectations. But kind of a bummer, because you want the party with family.
This was first birthday.
First birthday. Milestone.
I mean, that's a big one. So yeah.
That is a big one.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so yeah, it was tough not being able to like have you and Jen and the boys over, and like Rich's family, and have a big party like we did for Lucy. And of course, I'm going back through and I'm looking at all of Lucy's first birthday pictures, going, "Oh my gosh, it was so much fun! Look at all the people who were over and all the things we did." And it's just that's rough. That's rough.
Birthdays stink right now. Every time someone has one, every time someone I know has one, I'm just like, dang it,
Dang it. So we're rapidly gathering COVID-affected birthdays, and there's just gonna like be a big party at some point when the restrictions are lifted. We're just gonna have a cake that literally says like "Happy Birthday," like 13 people, and just see everybody. But so we had another birthday, so that was fun. Aside from that, Lucy is continuing to lose her mind, her little teeny 3-year-old mind in quarantine. And God, she says so many funny things, and like on the spot, I'm like at a loss.
Well, I just remember like you gave me a video call the other day, and she was like bouncing off the walls, jumping into frame, jumping back out, talking about the grumbles, aka the thunder outside. So
the grumbles, God,
fun stuff like that.
Yeah, it's funny. She calls thunder grumbles. I think my mother-in-law got her into that, so she listens for the grumbles, and she's got this like fake surprise face where she goes, "Oh no!"
Yeah, she did. She was like, she's talking to us, and then she stops out of nowhere. She's like, "Did you hear that?" And there's literally like no rain in the area at the time.
And he's like, "Is it raining? Because you're like 3 miles away from me." I was like, "It's not raining. I don't know what she's talking about." So, it's been interesting, but she's definitely still bouncing off the wall, still talking about grumbles, still pushes her brother, who refuses to walk. Could walk, hasn't walked yet. You will get that update when it comes. That will be breaking news.
I will look forward to that, and don't feel bad because my youngest was also a late walker, and he didn't start walking until after his first birthday. And Jen and I the same thing. We're like, he could walk if he wanted to. He's just sitting on his rear end and just kind of like, no. All right,
he'll stand independently. And like with a toy and just like and bounce with his knees, like really good control. And then you'll look at him and he'll be like, and just drop to his butt, and he's just like
he's secretly running around the house at night. He just doesn't want you to know it.
I wouldn't be surprised. We have a camera in his crib. We should watch that more closely.
Yeah. All right. So from the very little ones to the slightly older, more irascible children, Tina, how's Junior doing?
He's doing fine. Well, he's not so freaking little if he's like 5'8". Just saying.
Oh God.
Yeah. We're doing okay for the most part. As we were mentioning off air, he's being a little bit disappointed with his birthday coming up here.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Mm-hmm. It does. So, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
He doesn't know it yet, and hopefully he's not in earshot distance. My boss, lovely person that she is letting me leave early, so I've already planned it to where I'm gonna surprise him with something. So I have to go pick it up. Yeah,
that's cool.
Nice.
But other than that, we're just kind of like anxiously waiting for school to get done. That's not for another, I want to say 6-7 weeks, because we also have to make up our snow days out here on top of this COVID stuff. So so he doesn't get out until like late June.
Oh, bummer.
How's the schoolwork going for him? Is he and how's it feeling for you? Because I mean, it's definitely tough for parents too right now.
Well, actually, I had a meeting with all his teachers over Zoom today, because he's he's on an IEP. So we just had like make different modifications for him. Like they'll take critical important assignments rather than the optional ones, because so it'll narrow it down from having 35 assignments a week to probably somewhere between 15 to 20. Especially with him having, it was 5 assignments from each class, and he has 7 periods.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That'll keep him busy.
Yeah, so the reduced workload is fine for him, especially with his attention span.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our oldest is on an IEP also, and it's just it's definitely a challenge. What could typically take an hour, just kind of strings out just because he gets distracted and he'd rather be doing something else. And part of the nice part about homeschooling is the flexibility, but it's also, I'm learning that the necessity to be aggressive early and to kind of like just get them in that mode early on. And be like, come on, let's get to that schoolwork. Let's get it done so we can do the rest of our day.
Yeah, see, but that's the interesting thing. You have the ability to do that. Yeah. I don't, on the other hand, since I work during the day, we have to tackle it at night. And sometimes it could be a little bit challenging, but at the end of this, it works out. If I can get him like to do like 1 to 2 assignments, it's fine.
Yeah. How's it been with his teachers, like as far as like just kind of like delivering the assignments in a way that's easy for you to digest too and kind of pass along to him? I know with my youngest, like it's been kind of a crash course with some of his classes, just kind of figuring out even how they're organizing stuff on online. It's
actually kind of interesting because the way that we do it is kind of similar to because everything's on Microsoft Office, so that includes Teams, Outlook, stuff like that. So everything that they do, getting assignments and like communication is everything that I do with work. So it's kind of helpful, and then I can teach him at the same time too.
Cool. Our district is pretty hardcore into the Google Classroom, so I don't know if you've gotten dragged into that too, but it's probably cross branding.
No, not for the most part. It's been Microsoft here, so
yeah, it makes sense for where you are. But so one thing I definitely want to talk about is kind of like all these the new shopping realities that we're dealing with. Like, I get like a package coming in every single day to my house, and sometimes you actually have to leave your house to get the package. I went and did a Walmart in-store pickup. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before, with the giant machine inside the Walmart. Okay,
I've avoided Walmart.
Oh, well, you don't know what you're missing. Anyway, they have this like giant orange tower looking thing.
Oh God!
And basically, you walk in, you make your purchase. They send you an email, text verification. You show up. You click on the app or through their website, letting them know, "Hey, I'm here." I guess that puts your package into some sort of standby, and you walk in. You basically don't even have to see the greeter. I spoke to no one. I was within zero distance of anyone. Made a beeline through the door, just veered to the right, went straight for this kiosk, this giant monolith of a kiosk. Scanned my phone, and I swear to you, 3 seconds after I scanned my phone, this giant monster of a machine was spitting this bag right out at me. It was just amazing how quick it happened. And I was out the door in sub 2 minutes. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a dream.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's amazing that zero human contact is a dream.
Yes, I'm very introverted. I'm not going to lie. I love that.
Well, I mean, because we talk about people talk about going back to normal when that's not going to happen. Like, there's no going back from some of these things that are happening right now. Like, I was mentioning the other day, I'm like, do you really think they're taking the plexiglass down at the grocery store? That is staying up forever. They're never taking that thing down to check out a house.
Have you hit your head off that yet when you were trying to load your groceries, by the way? Because 300% I have.
I have. Have you been doing the self-checkout? Is that where you're banging your head, or are you...
No, I do normal checkout. It's inevitably when I'm getting something off of like diapers or wipes or whatever, or like toilet paper off like the bottom, and I'm standing like back up to like put it on the belt. I always like crack my head off the corner of the plexiglass.
Well, I did have an experience when I went to the grocery store the one day, and they've got these they got these decals on the floor, and it's in the checkout aisles in other parts of the store where it's basically spacing out your 6 feet, so you can get in there. So I'm in the checkout aisle. And this is the first time I went to the grocery store since all the lockdown stuff happened, and I'm on my sticker. I'm far away. I'm waiting my turn. And, the person in front of me is wrapping up. They're loading they're starting to load the bags in his cart, and they're finishing off like the last of the things on his conveyor belt. So me, as using the standard, pre-lockdown grocery store etiquette, I'm like, oh, well, he's almost done. There's some space on the conveyor belt. It's time for me to start getting my groceries, up on the conveyor belt so that they can get rung up too. I started to move up on this conveyor belt. The cashier was like, what are you doing? Back up, get back on your stick, get back there. Don't come near until this guy is gone. Like, he had to fully clear the checkout until I could even approach the conveyor belt. And I was like, okay, all right, cool. Shopping's become a completely different creation now. There's one-way arrows in the grocery store now.
That's what I was going to ask. If that was
that's wild.
I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, does it matter which way I guess it does. Yeah, but I was definitely shocked whenever I found that.
Yeah, and when I would go to the grocery store, I just kind of sit back and observe, and just people not pay attention to those one-way signs, and it's hilarious.
Oh, I mean, that has not been the most successful social distancing initiative, because I'm not going to lie, I'll start the right way down an aisle with the best intentions, and then I'm like, crap, I passed the rice. So I start walking backwards with my car, which super defeats the purpose of the arrows.
I did the thing where I was stuck at the wrong end. I would have to go against the one way to grab something I forgot down one of the aisles. And I literally did the abandon the cart for 30 seconds, sprint down the aisle, grab the thing, run back to my cart, hopefully before anyone caught me. So, I mean, I'm causing a lot of problems at the grocery store. I know it sounds like I just have no respect for the laws of the grocery store, but I really do. I am trying, but I mean, it's a new situation. It's tough out there,
I actually have a question.
Okay.
So would you, I know Whole Foods out here gives out single-use masks, and as well as Costco, they just implemented something on Monday where you have to wear a mask to go into their stores. Mm-hmm. Does any of the stores out in your area implement such things like that, or?
Yeah, I think Giant Eagle, right, Maddie?
Yeah, that's our big grocery store chain, and they've most of the businesses have been doing the must wear a mask order.
My father-in-law is a plumber and goes in and out of Home Depot all the time, and Home Depot, I think, is another one where he has to wear a mask if he's going in to do business. So yeah,
I heard Home Depot's made it pretty complicated too, maybe not actually going inside the store, but pick up only. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I have not dragged myself to the Home Depot lately, so.
I mean, he obviously it's his livelihood. He needs to go and get what he needs to do his jobs and to do the job. So, I mean, he's making it work. However, he's getting his supplies, but I do know that mask wise, it's mandatory, because he definitely came home the other day and had to get it because he forgot it at home. So.
Oh yeah, I
must have accessory.
Yes, I have finally just put a mask in the car and left it there.
That's what I do.
Had a bad habit of bringing it back into the house with me, and then I would do the walk out the door, get in the car, start it up. I forgot my mask. I got to go back and get the mask.
Yeah, I kind of have a contingency plan, because I purchased a bunch of disposable masks, especially if Junior's out and he wants to go to the store. He has one just to pick up right back at the door and take it on the way out. And then I have the cloth, a few cloth masks that work provides me that I can use as well, whether taking out, because I wear a mask when I go on the bus to come home and go back to work.
I also want to share. This is another funny thing. Just the new shopping normal. We were talking last week about how the online shopping is just taking over my life, at least in a way that it's never happened before. I decided it was time to I needed light bulbs, okay? But you also have these random light fixtures that do not take just the light bulb. So I do this. I did this sweep of the house, okay? And I'm checking every, the one, I've only got 2 out of 3 lights going in this dining room fixture. What is this strange light bulb? What's the thing on the side? Can I find this? Yes, I can find it. I'll order this too. So, soon enough, I've ordered 4 or 5 different kinds of light bulbs. So within the last few days, they have all started to arrive, and it's been a parade of package after package after package. And anytime UPS or FedEx shows up, Jen gets excited because there's no doubt something coming that I don't know about. The kids get excited because they don't know what's coming up. The dog gets excited because there's been a bark box or 2, and he thinks every package is for him now. He's like, "Oh, what's this giant? It must be for me." I smell something in there. And now it's been the last few days, it's been one delivery after another with light bulbs. Nothing but light bulbs in them. I think the last of them came in today. All my light fixtures work great now. But yeah, Jen's shaking her head at me.
She's pointing out there's a difference between needing and hoarding. So she's calling you out for being a hoarder.
There's a little problem that you run into when you're shopping online where they will not just sell you one; they want to give you 6 or 7 of them. So I don't just have one replacement light bulb for the hood above my stove, for the vent. I now have 6. I'm never running out. That light, that thing will never go dark again because I have got 5 replacement bulbs to that one damn bulb that finally went out a month ago for the first time since we moved into this house years ago. It's stupid. It's crazy. But yeah, Jen's right. I'm hoarding light bulbs now, but some of them are useful. We do have the ones that people actually use, the 60-watt things. So that's fun too. But anyway, yeah, I like I just think it's funny how even my kids are now my oldest will just grab the laptop, the one he does his schoolwork on, and he'll be schoolwork, get his schoolwork done. He's still on the laptop. Why are you still on the laptop? I look over his shoulder. He's on Walmart.com looking stuff up. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. That's my laptop. I don't know what, if my card is still on there, saved in there. He could be I'll order that,
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's how Junior is with when he's done with schoolwork. Or at least on his phone, he'll surf Amazon. You're like, hey, Mom, I added a couple of things to my wish list. What did you add?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I do get scared because I'm sure we've all had situations with the kids where they bought something that they shouldn't have bought. Specifically that happened once with my youngest. He bought something on Fortnite that we did not want to buy. Trust me, that was too much. And once he's downloaded that bad boy, it's over. Can't give it back.
You see, Matt, this is why you get them at least for the oldest one, get them a Go Henry card. They have their own debit card, and they can how do I do it? Every chore that AJ checks off for the week goes towards his bank, and then it go every Monday, once he gets his list done, that his allowance gets paid off to him.
And what is it? A Go Henry?
Go Henry.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, you can monitor. Yeah, you can monitor his spending. You can have a portion of it go to savings, like he's trying to save for Borderlands 3. Mm-hmm. Lovely affinity for video games.
What else are the kids supposed to spend stuff on right now? So.
Oh gosh, I look at his purchase history. It's either the grocery store or something on Microsoft.
But he uses it a lot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, wow.
Interesting.
It works for us. Cool. Yeah, it works for us too. Given my situation, if If I'm going to be home late running to the store, I can always quickly transfer cash to him, so he